What's up, Lamentors? Today we're trying something a little different. I turned off all the lights, lit my candle, and we're reading some of the creepiest stories on Reddit. I'm excited about this. Let's check out this first one. This is... My apartment building told us not to use our peepholes after 9 p.m. I'm into it, let's see. The email came in that morning, which meant I read it while standing in my kitchen in one sock waiting for my coffee machine to stop sounding like it was choking. Sounds like you need a new coffee machine. You feel me? Sounds like your coffee machine is on its very last leg. Anyway, the subject line was important resident safety notice. That usually meant the elevator was broken again, or someone had left chicken bones in the laundry room sink, or the landlord had discovered a new way to blame us for the mold, but this one was different. Chicken bones in the laundry room sink. What a world we live in. Dear residents, until further notice, please do not use your door, viewer, people after 9 p.m. If someone knocks after this time, please call the front desk. Do not visually confirm through the peephole. Thank you, the Marwick Residences. Okay. I sent a screenshot to Natalie. She replied, "Girl, what kind of Scooby-Doo ass building do you live in?" And for real though, we're gonna solve a mystery. The Marwick is old in the way landlords call historic, when in reality they just want to charge more. My hallway smells like dust, carpet cleaner, and something that might have been canned soup in 1987. Sounds like a very pleasant smell. Nothing little Febreze can't fix, right? The elevator makes a sound like it is remembering a traumatic event every time it reaches the 4th floor, if it ever makes it there. So honestly, the people thing barely made the top 5. I live alone in 6C. It's my first apartment after college. 1 pan, 2 mugs, couch from Facebook Marketplace, mattress on an actual bed frame. We love that. My front door faces a long beige hallway with 5 other units and a framed sailboat print that has been crooked since I moved in. Through the peephole, the hallway bends into a little fisheye world. Carpet, elevator, sailboat, the occasional neighbor holding takeout. Sorry. I use the peephole constantly. Everyone does, right? You hear a knock, you look. This is what the peephole is for. That is what the peephole is for. At 9:42 that night, someone knocked. 3 taps, soft. It didn't sound like a delivery knock, nor a friendly knock, not even a maintenance knock. 3 carefully spaced out taps. I was on the couch eating cereal out of a measuring cup because my bowls were dirty. I paused my show and walked to the door with the spoon still in my hand. Then I remembered the email. For a second, I actually laughed. The idea of standing inside my own apartment and being afraid of a peephole felt really silly, like being warned not to look into a mirror after midnight. Another knock, 3 taps. I said, "Who is it?" No answer. I leaned closer. "Hello?" Still nothing. Ew. I'm getting the willies. My eye was maybe 2 inches from the peephole when my phone buzzed. Another email with the same subject line. Important resident safety notice. This one said... Sorry, my mouse is moving on the screen. Residents are reminded not to use their door viewers after 9 p.m. If you've already looked tonight, remain inside your unit and do not answer the door. I stared at it. Then from the other side of my door, someone whispered, "Don't worry, you haven't looked yet." Oh my god! Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. Oh my god, my heart just dropped. Thank you for telling me I haven't looked yet. But don't tell me that. That's weird. I backed up so fast I hit the little table by the door and knocked my keys to the floor. I called the front desk, voicemail. I called Natalie, no answer. The knocking started again while the phone rang. 3 taps, pause. 3 taps, pause. I called 911. I don't know what happened. I might have hit the wrong thing. Maybe the building's intercom app glitched. My hands were definitely shaking too much, but the call connected to the front desk. A woman answered, "Good evening. Thank you for calling the Marwick Residences." Her voice sounded normal and bored. "There's someone outside my door," I said. "What unit?" 6C. A pause. Then she said, "Have you used your peephole tonight?" "No." "Are you sure?" "Yep." The knocking stopped. The woman exhaled. "Then don't start now," she said. "What's going on? Do you live alone?" I always hated that question. "Why? Do you live alone?" I didn't answer. There was paper shuffling on her hand and like she was looking through a folder. Then she said, "Please move away from your door." "Who's out there?" "Maintenance has been notified." "At night? It's almost 10. Please move away from your door." "What's the maintenance code?" Silence. Every work order in our building had a code. They used it for everything. Leaky sink, broken outlet. That one time this raccoon got into the trash can. Maintenance always gave the code before entering. The woman said, "Excuse me? The work order code." "The work order code," I said. "If the maintenance is coming, what's the code?" Another pause, then she hung up. That was when Natalie called me back. Before I could say anything, she said, "Are you home right now?" "Yeah." "Can you lock your bedroom door?" My stomach dropped. "What? Why? Is your bedroom door locked?" "No. Why?" "I need you to listen and try not to freak out. I got pictures from your number." I looked at my phone. Our text thread was open. The last thing I had sent her was the screenshot of the email that morning. "What pictures?" "They look really old," she said, "like from earlier today or yesterday. I don't know. They show you in your room." I turned toward my bedroom. Its door was open. I don't like that. The room was dark except for the street light bleeding through the blinds. From my room, my voice rose at the last word. "I know," she said. My phone buzzed. A picture came through. Me standing beside my bed in an old t-shirt folding laundry. I feel like I have to look behind me. Gross. The angle was high. I knew it immediately. It was from the vent. The picture was taken from the little square vent above my closet door. The one that rattled whenever the heat came on. The one that I had complained about twice to management. In the picture, I was looking down at a skirt. I had no idea I was being watched. The knock came again, 3 taps. I almost threw the phone. Natalie said, "Marie, don't open the door." I'm definitely not going to open the door. You know what? I thought I'd take a risk and just welcome him in. Come on. Doesn't hurt to make new friends, right? Come on in, come on. "Don't look through the people either." "I know." "No," she said. "I mean don't. I think that's how they know." I looked at the door. The people was just a small, dark dot. Natalie said, "The pictures are old, but the texts you're sending me are live." "What do you mean?" Another image came through. My bedroom again. Me asleep, one arm under the pillow, blanket kicked halfway off because my apartment is always too hot. Taken from the vent. Below the photo was a message I hadn't typed. "She's home." Ew. Lord, save us now. I stopped breathing. Outside my door, a man said, "Maintenance." His voice was calm, tired, and slightly irritated. "Ma'am," he said, "we need to come in." I said nothing. He knocked again. 3 taps. Ooh, it's giving Skinwalker vibes. "Ma'am, I need you to look through the people and confirm it's me." Natalie whispered, "Please don't open it." I pressed the phone to my ear so hard it hurt. The man outside sighed. "Marie," he said, "you live alone. You need to let someone help you." "No, I'm okay. I'll figure it out. Go away, please. Bye-bye." I went cold. Marie isn't on my lease. It isn't on my mailbox. It isn't the name I use for deliveries or bills or maintenance requests. It isn't even close to my real name. It's a nickname from college. 3 people call me that, and all 3 of them know better than to say it through a locked door at night. Stop it. "Marie," he repeated, "open the door." I backed away from the door. That was when I understood the warning. It wasn't because the people was specifically dangerous. It was because if you looked through it, whoever was outside could see the light change, or the shadow of your eye, or whatever tiny movement told them someone was standing on the other side. They weren't warning us not to open the door. They were warning us not to prove we were home. The man outside said, "We can hear you." I covered my mouth with my hand. Another man spoke from further down the hall. "Is she looking?" The first man said, "Not yet." My phone buzzed again. Another picture. This one was not of my bedroom. It was my hallway, my door, the man outside it. He had a toolbox in one hand. Behind him stood 2 other men. One wore a dark hoodie, one had a clipboard. The clipboard bothered me the most. I don't know why. Maybe because it made the whole thing look official. I whispered, "Natalie, could you call the police?" I did. "When?" 2 minutes ago. "How far?" "I don't know." There was another knock. 3 taps. Then the men said, "Don't make this difficult." "I'm making this difficult. You're not coming in here. Go away now, please." The doorknob turned slowly, once to the left, once to the right, then it stopped. I had it locked with the deadbolt, too. I'd never loved myself more than I did in that moment. Slay, I love that. The man outside said, "Good girl," like he was pleased, and something metal slid into the lock. Oh god, I hate it. I hate it so much. I ran to the kitchen and grabbed a chair, wedging it under the knob, even though I knew that mostly worked in movies. Then I dragged the little table over, then my laundry basket, then the broken floor lamp I kept meaning to throw away. Good thing you didn't throw it away then. It's of use now, of more use than it was. The man outside said, "Marie." I didn't answer. "I know you're scared." I stayed quiet. "That's okay," he said. "Women get scared." My skin went cold, then he said, "You should have just looked when we knocked." The lock clicked. Not all the way, just enough. Natalie was crying now. "Marie, get out the window. I'm on the 6th floor. Fire escape, other side of the building. Bedroom window? No." I looked toward my bedroom. The vent above the closet was dark. I'd never noticed how much it looked like a mouth. My phone buzzed again. Another picture. This one showed my bedroom from the vent. Empty bed, open door. Open door. And at the very bottom of the frame, just visible in the hallway mirror, the reflection of a man standing inside my apartment. I hate this so much. I'm doing this for all of you. I just want you to know that. I turned around. No one. Nothing. Only the hallway. Only the bedroom door. Only the vent. The man outside laughed softly. Then he said through the door, "Check the closet." "I'm not checking the closet." "No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What are you doing? Stop it." I'm sitting with my back against the kitchen cabinets, typing this with one hand while holding a knife in the other. My hand is shaking so badly that I keep hitting the wrong letters. The police are coming, I think. Natalie is still on the phone, I think. The men in the hallway have stopped knocking. A few minutes ago, something small slid under my door. A photograph. Not digital this time, but printed. I haven't touched it, but I can see it from here. It's a picture of me sitting exactly where I'm sitting now, back against the cabinets, phone in one hand, knife in the other. The angle is from above. From the kitchen vent, I picked it up. On the back, written in black marker, are 6 words. "You locked him in with you." Stop it. Stop it! Get out of here. That is so... I hate it. That's so freaky. Ew, man, that really got me. What was it? "You should have just looked when we knocked." Ooh, that got me. The "check the closet." Stop it. I hate that. Is this a real story? Are these real stories? Don't tell me, man. This whole... Ooh, that's so freaky. I don't know if this is true or not. Seems like maybe. It only knows 2 words. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's check it out. We were 4 days into a week-long camping trip in the Chuska Mountains when Danny first heard it. I want to be clear about something before I get into this. Danny is not the kind of person who spooks easily. He grew up in rural New Mexico. He's been hunting since he was 9. He's the guy who stays calm when everyone else is panicking, the guy who you want next to you when things go wrong. When Danny says something scared him, you listen. We were sitting around the fire, me, Danny, his girlfriend Priya, and our friend Marcus, when Danny went quiet in the middle of a sentence. Just stopped talking and stared out past the tree line. "What?" Marcus said. "Did you hear that?" We listened. Wind in the pines, the fire crackling, nothing else. "Hear what?" Priya said. Danny shook his head slowly. "Probably nothing." But he didn't look like it was nothing. He looked like a man doing math in his head and not liking the answer. I don't usually like the answers either, because they're usually wrong. So, I understand, Danny. Don't worry. We're all in our late 20s. The trip was Marcus's idea. He'd been going through a rough divorce and needed to get out of the city, and we had all agreed that a week off the grid was exactly what everyone needed. No cell service, no internet, nothing but mountains and trees and the kind of silence that cleans you out. It is very nice. It hits different. It hits different. The Cheskas sit on the Navajo Nation. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these words. Excuse me for that. Danny has Dine ancestry on his mother's side, which is part of why he suggested the specific location. He knows the land, he respects it in a way that the rest of us, raised on concrete and convenience, don't entirely understand, but try to follow his lead on. He had one rule when we arrived: don't be loud after dark, don't draw attention. We thought he meant bears. The second night was when I heard it. We had gone to bed around 10. I was in the tent I was sharing with Marcus, almost asleep. Oh, I just mixed my words, I'm so sorry. Marcus, almost asleep, when it drifted in from somewhere out in the dark. A voice, human, distant. "Help me." I'm sorry, I sat up. "Help me." I unzipped the tent before I had fully thought it through. Danny was already outside, standing perfectly still, facing the trees. He'd clearly been awake. Someone's out there, I said. We have to. No. His voice was flat, final. Danny, someone is. Keep your voice down. He turned to look at me and his expression stopped me cold. I've known Danny for 11 years. I've never seen him look like that. Get back in the tent. Don't make any noise. Don't use your flashlight. There's someone out there asking for help. No, he said very quietly. There isn't. Don't be difficult, okay? Just listen. I stood there for a moment, listening. Good. The voice came again from a slightly different direction than before. Help me. Something was wrong with it. I couldn't name it at first. It was clearly a human voice, the right pitch, the right cadence, 2 recognizable English words. But there was something underneath it that made my spine go cold. This is also giving Skinwalker vibes. Something about the way it landed, like a recording of the words rather than someone actually saying them. Like something that had heard the words and was producing the sounds without understanding what they meant. I got back in the tent. I didn't sleep. In the morning, Danny explained. Not everything. I don't think he was willing to say everything, but enough. He told us about the Naldlushi. It sounds like a sim talking. What outsiders call skinwalkers. He told us they were real, that his grandmother had told him about them since he was small, that there were things in these mountains that were not what they appeared to be. Marcus laughed, not meanly, more nervously. You're telling me a skinwalker was outside our camp last night? You know, Danny, I just want to talk. If you know that there are skinwalkers out here, and you know that we about to all get our cheeks clapped if one catches us, why did you recommend this place? We could have simply just went to a trampoline park. We could have went to Chuck E. Cheese. Even if we are full-grown adults, it would have been better than this. Anywhere but this. Just explain to me, Danny. Be my friend. This is me. You can talk to me. You know? Like, wow. Danny, what's up, dude? Come on. I'm telling you something was, Danny said, and I'm telling you that if you'd gone out there, it would have been very bad. I'm telling you something was. There we go. How do you know it wasn't just someone who needed help? Danny looked at him for a long moment. Because of what it was saying, he let that sit. Then he said, these things, they learn sounds. They mimic what they hear. They're not like animals that learn calls. They specifically learn human sounds. He paused. Think about what sounds a human makes when one of these things finds them. The fire popped. Help me, Priya said quietly. She had gone pale. Danny nodded. That's what it knows. That's what it's heard. Over and over for a long time. He looked out at the trees. That's the only reason it says it. Nobody spoke for a while. Marcus, to his credit, did not laugh again. We should have left that morning. Yes. Yes, you should have. And yet you didn't. You took a risk. I respect it, but I also feel like maybe we should have gotten our little tooketh out of there. We should. I want to be honest about that. We had enough information to make the right call, and we didn't make it, and what happened next is partly on us for that reason. Danny wanted to go, Priya wanted to go, Marcus and I convinced them to stay. One more day, we said. We'd be careful, we'd be quiet, we wouldn't go out after dark. Someone tells me they're going to go out after dark, I'm like, just be me. I think we both still hadn't fully accepted what Danny was telling us. Not really. It's one thing to hear something wrong in the dark and feel afraid. It's another thing in the daylight, with the fire going and coffee in your hand, to fully believe that something inhuman spent the night circling your camp. I'm gonna choose not to believe, you know? Like, just maybe, like, not. You feel me? We stayed. The third night, it got closer. I know this because I could hear it moving. Not in an animal way. Animals have a logic to how they move through underbrush. A pattern that makes sense. This was different. It would be still for a long time, and then it would be somewhere else, with no sound of transition, as though it had decided to be in a different place, and simply was. Help me. Closer now. Maybe 40 feet from the tent. Help me. 30. I was lying completely still with my eyes open in the dark, listening to Marcus breathe beside me when I became aware of something that made every hair on my body stand up at once. Ooh, I get a feeling this is gonna get really freaky. The voice was coming from 2 directions, no alternating, simultaneously, 2 voices, identical, both saying the same words, slightly out of sync with each other. Help me, help me. I grabbed Marcus's arm. He was already awake. Neither of us moved. It stayed outside the tent for what felt like an hour. Probably wasn't. Probably 15 minutes at most. But time moves differently when you're lying still in the dark, trying not to breathe too loud. Listening to something that learned its only words from dying people. Circle your tent in the dark. Then it was gone. Not gradually, just gone. We left before dawn. Danny had us packed and moving while it was still dark, which felt wrong. I wanted light. I wanted to be able to see, but he said movement was safer than anything. He let us out with one small flashlight, keeping the beam low, and none of us spoke the entire 2-mile walk to the trailhead. Yeah, I prefer going out in light too. Can we wait till like the sun's up and shining and telling us, hello, no more scary skinwalkers? We were almost to the cars when Priya grabbed Danny's arm. At the edge of the tree line, maybe 60 feet away, something was standing in the pre-dawn gray. It was tall, too tall. The proportions were almost human, but not quite. The limbs a little long, the head sitting at a slight angle on the neck, like something that had learned the shape of a person from a description rather than an observation. Ew. It was still. It was watching us. Like that. This is a little kink. Need the chiropractor. Danny kept walking, slow, steady. He didn't look at it directly. He said quietly, without turning his head, "Don't look at it, don't stop walking, get in the cars." I looked anyway. I wish I hadn't. She just wanted to take a risk. So fun to just step out there. Be a little different. Because in the moment, before I forced my eyes away, it moved. Not toward us, just shifted its weight. A small adjustment, and I heard it, very softly, from across that 60 feet of gray morning air. Help me. And the thing that will stay with me, the thing that I can't stop thinking about even now, weeks later, safe in my apartment with the lights on, it sounded hopeful. Like something that had been saying those words for a very long time, to many people in many situations, and had learned that the words worked. He had learned that those words made people come closer. We've talked about it since, the four of us. Danny more than anyone. He told me something a few days after we got back, when we were alone, that he hadn't said it in front of the others. He said his grandmother told him that the reason they learn those words, specifically those words, is because of frequency. They learn what they hear most often. And what they hear most often from humans in the specific situations where they encounter humans is a person at the end of their options. Ew. Oh, that's sad, though. Oh, a person realizing in the last moments before the end that they need someone to come help me. He said his grandmother told him the worst part isn't that they say it. The worst part is that at some point in the very beginning, a very long time ago, one of them heard it for the first time and came closer to see what it meant and learned. I don't go camping anymore, and sometimes late at night when I'm most of the way asleep and the apartment is quiet, I think about that thing standing at the tree line in the gray morning light. I think about how still it was. I think about how long it must have been doing this, how many camps it had circled, how many people had heard those words drift out of the dark and made the mistake of going toward them. I think about how it sounded hopeful, and I turn on the lights and I wait for morning. Wow. That's like, I don't even know. That's crazy. Wow. Like, I don't even, like, saying it sounded hopeful. Wow. It's sad. It's, like, obviously very scary, like, something that close saying help me, but at the same time, that's so sad. That at the same time, it sounded hopeful. So it mimicked whatever it heard a really long time ago, like it said. And, like, that's just crazy. So I wonder if anyone, well, I was going to say I wonder if anyone did approach it, but people probably did if they heard help me. But I love how somebody finally came and then, like, another person in the group knew what it was and, like, protected them from it. So, I mean, that's good. Honestly, I've never experienced Skinwalker, you know, like this. I've never experienced this, but gosh, I hope I don't. Creepy. Like, I can just imagine it looking like a lopsided stuffed animal just like that in the tree or something. That's crazy. That's really, really crazy. Wow. It's like, I don't even know how to feel about it. There's just a ton of emotions there. My wife died in a car crash 3 years ago. Last night she unlocked the front door and told me to run. Okay. Let's see. I know exactly how this sounds. That's why I haven't gone to the police or told my family, because if I say it out loud, it becomes real, and I don't think my brain can handle that right now. Wait, so was that last story true? I don't know. It doesn't say if they're true or not. I'm not sure. That last one was. Wow, that's just horrifying. Anyway, sorry. My wife died 3 years ago in a massive accident on the highway during heavy rain. I didn't see the crash myself. By the time I got there, they had already covered the car with a tarp. I remember the police officer telling me not to look, but I did anyway. I regretted it immediately. After that, my life just became a blur. People say grief changes your memory, and maybe they're right. Because for the past 3 years, every single night, at exactly 8:32 p.m., I still look toward the front door. I don't think she's coming back. It's just the exact time she used to get home from work. It became a trauma habit I never managed to break. I'm so sorry for him. That's very sad. I can't imagine how that feels. Yesterday at exactly 8:32 p.m., someone knocked. Did they? 3 slow knocks. Like that. I remember checking the clock first, actually laughing a little bit at the timing. I figured it was a delivery driver or one of the neighborhood kids messing around. Then I looked through the people. 8:32 p.m. I hope there ain't no kids messing around. Get your little kids out of here. Little ghost-looking ass. My wife was standing outside, same dark coat, same black handbag. Her hair was still damp, like she had been caught in the rain, exactly how she looked the day she died. Was she cute? No. For a second, my brain genuinely stopped working. I just stood there frozen, staring through the glass. Then she smiled. It wasn't wide or unnatural, it was just normal. Like she had come home after a completely ordinary day, and then she spoke right through the door. "You're taking too long." That completely broke me. Those were the exact words she used to say whenever I'd leave her standing on the porch. I don't even remember unlocking the deadbolt. I just remembered suddenly she was inside the house, walking past me, leaving faint, wet footprints across the hardwood floor. I couldn't breathe. I kept staring at her hands because she still had her gold wedding ring on. She walked into the kitchen like nothing was wrong and asked why the lights were off. Same voice, same movements. Why are the lights off? Why are you alive, is what I'd like to know. Like, I don't know how to feel about this. I actually started sobbing and asked her where she had been. She looked confused, laughed softly, and said, "At work. Where else would I be?" What, girl? Get out of here. God, part of me wanted to believe it so badly, but something felt horribly wrong. It wasn't obvious, just small things. Tiny pauses before she answered my questions, smiling a fraction of a second too late, blinking less than a normal person does. It felt like watching something trying very, very hard to act human after only hearing descriptions. Then she looked toward the hallway mirror and completely froze. I noticed immediately. She wasn't staring at her own reflection, she was staring at me, specifically at me. Then she quietly asked, "Who's standing behind you?" Ew, stop, I hate it. I hate it so much. Stop. I'm gonna cry. My stomach dropped out of my body. There was nobody behind me. I spun around instantly anyway, but the hallway was empty. When I looked back at her, she wasn't smiling anymore. She looked absolutely terrified. Her eyes were locked on the empty space right over my shoulder. She whispered, "Don't let it learn your face." Ew. Oh my god! I hate it. Every single light in the house blew out at once, total darkness. I heard movement in the kitchen, fast, heavy movement, then footsteps, not one set, multiple. Running and circling the room way too fast to belong to a normal person. What? No. I grabbed my phone, fumbled with the screen, and turned on the flashlight. The kitchen was empty, my wife was gone. The back door was standing wide open with wet footprints leading outside into the dark. But there was something else on the floor, too. Another set of footprints, longer, distorted, and they stopped right behind the exact spot I had been standing in. Like something had been looming directly behind me the entire time, just watching us. I didn't sleep last night. I've been sitting in my living room with every light on, waiting for the sun to come up. But tonight, at exactly 8:32 p.m., someone knocked again. 3 slow knocks. And this time, I can hear my wife crying on the other side of the door. Stop it. What are you doing? Get out of here. Oh, that's so freaky. Don't let it learn your face. I spooked myself with the way I whispered it. Ew, 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 ew. I don't like that. No, no. Wow, that... Ew, spooky. I don't know, honestly. I think they all are giving Skinwalker vibes, though. Like, every story is giving Skinwalker vibes. Like, I don't know, like, the second one was sad, but also scary. But this one was just, like... This one was also sad, too. Like, him saying that this was a trauma response to look toward the door at 8:32 p.m. That's very sad. That's very sad. I feel bad for him. But are these, like, once again asking, are these true stories, though? I would assume so. I mean, I think probably most of the stories on Reddit are true, aren't they? I think so. I think, gosh, I'm not sure. I was gonna say which one was scariest to me, but I honestly think, maybe the second one was the freakiest one, just because of them leaving, like him already knowing what the forest had in it, and then them leaving and him telling her not to look. Ew. But she looked anyway, because, you know. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. I appreciate you all so much for watching me. Your support means everything to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out my other videos. I've played scary games, I've reacted to horror short films. I've done a lot on there, so check that out. And I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are. And I will see you all the next time. Bye!